I'm going to be showing you today everything you need to know about the Range Rover Evoque. Should you buy it? How much can you fit in the boot? How's the infotainment system? Everything you need to know. Now, one thing to note here is there's a few different versions of Rover Evoque. The one I'm going to be showing you today is the second generation. The main way you can tell if it's first or second gen is if the door handles go in. However, this is the 2019 to 2023 version. It has had a slight facelift, mainly with the infotainment system and a few other tiny details on the 2024-2025 version. So starting off on the exterior, the actual paint I've got on this one is very special. This is actually a pearlescent. You can kind of see it. It looks awful on this camera, but you can kind of see the specs of the in there, which is one. So not sure on the exact size on the alloys, but honestly they're pretty nice. I think these are 20s. I'm not sure, I could be completely wrong, could be much smaller. On the parking sensors, you do actually have them all the way around. So you've got them here, and then you have three on the actual front part here on the bumper, and then front view. We will show you later lights, etc. in the night time, and then obviously two more here as well. So it does give you a really at that, because it's obviously not massive, it is still sizable. One good thing about the keys can unlock, and what you'll notice here, in fact if I unlock it again, so the wing mirrors will automatically come out upon unlocking. One thing you'll also notice is that the door handles have not come out. So when you first unlock on your first press, you're only actually going to be opening or LA or New York or something, and you're running for your life from a murderer. Well, don't worry, don't panic, the door has opened, so if they are trying to kill, you are safe. If you do press it again, however, then it will open all. So let's talk about the door handles. Obviously, they do go flush, as you do on a Range Rover. If you want to open them manually, on this right side of the handle here, I can push, and what you can see is that out, and with your other hand, you can then pull, and you can't really see it in there, but there is actually a keyhole, or at least in the driver's side one, there is a keyhole under here for manual operation of the key. And to get that out, you have to pull this whole bit out. Apologies if you can hear that dog barking in the background. You just pull out this bit here, and the key comes out. So everything else we've got on the key, lights, you can turn on the key, tailgate as well. So let's actually take this chance to go round to the back. Again, you've got another two sensors here, and then only two on the back. Now this is an SE, so the trims go base, and then S, and then SE, and then HSE. The only real things that I'm aware of that you get on the HSE is going to be the interior rear view mirror, which I don't have, but you are going to get electric tailgate. This is a pretty mid to good spec. Again, tailgate on the boot. There we go. So how big is the boot? Pretty nice size. I'm just one person. You can see I've got my gym bag in here. This is a weighted vest. Nobody panic. Oh God, that's terrible. And then what I do love is you've got these nets with a little light that comes on. Isn't actually on now. And these little nets. I've just got a Waitrose bag. This is my emergency weight. There's no netting on the side. I've got some. This is actually to repot a plant I'm growing. And it's got these bits here as well that you can kind of store something in if you want. 12-volt socket in the boot there. I've got my wellies in this bag here at the back, and then you can pull keys, etc. in the middle. Oh, and another thing, hooks here. So these actually fold up like this, and then you can press them in, and that is how you can have your shopping hanging. Under here, we do have some extra storage. I've got some clothes pegs in here. What on earth is going on in this boot? And then some paper, which I don't know what it is, but small bit of extra storage in there, and you can of course op wheel. And there's also these hooks here, which I don't know what these are for, on both sides. Going through to the interior, quite spacious, door bins. So one thing I do like is you've got aluminum door handles, very thick door handles. And there's these little lights here that basically say windows, obviously. There's a slight light that will come. Door bins, that's my fist going in there in the rear door bins. There's this like piano black, which actually, I've had this valeted on the outside. You can see it's pretty black. So let's get into the back. You can see here, seats aren't to my very pale white British legs. Very good 6 foot. I wish there was a bit more storage in here. You can see there's a fair bit for a magazine or two in here. All black leather in this one. Unfortunately not black headlining, but you can opt for it. I did have it in my... This is the door from the inside. You can upgrade for Meridian sound system, but this is the base model on the sound system, I do believe. Child sockets, whatever they're called. Isofixes. Headrests, I've got the way down, but obviously these do go up. The leather is quite nice. I haven't got the upgraded winter leather here, but it is quite nice. And you can see kind of the there. And this is what it looks like from the back. 2-zone aircon in the back. Another 12-volt socket there. This little bit that says Evoque on it, which is kind of random, but it's nice, I guess. And then also, not on the back seats, but you do on the front seats, have these beautiful aluminum door sills that say Range Rover on them. Now, speaking of the car seats again, I have 7 or 9 way operated lumbar support seats, which are very nice. And coming to that, at least on the model I have, we have got where you can set 3 different modes as well. So we've got manual, which is when you go to set the car, put it into, so you press manual, set it however you like, and then press 1 and it will save it as 1. So like right now, you can see I press 3 and it goes to, puts the seats all the way forward for me, which is, well, the purpose of that I'm not going to go into, why we'd want them all the way forward, so that we have maximum space in the back. But you can see, you can fit quite a lot back here, let me tell you. And then I can just press 1, the car's not even on, and I can just press 1 to go back to my designated driving position. Then some more speakers here on the interior door as well, quite big ones. I found the sound to be pretty good. I have a small umbrella in here and some bits and bobs. As you can see, you could probably just 1 litre in here, but maybe not. Climbing into the passenger seat. Everything is aluminum on here, which is nice. I must say the build quality is good on here. This looks plasticky, but it's not. It's sort of that material that you can dig into a little bit. If that makes sense, it kind of rebounds and it does not look super high quality, but it does feel really, really stable. On here, this is like a fabric material. As you can see, it's stitched. All aluminum, which I do like. I do find the actual really high standard. The rear view mirror is frameless. We've got, again, obviously, door bins, etc. You can lock the passenger side remotely, or sorry, independently. Now let's go on to the center console and the infotainment. So before I get too far into the infotainment, one thing I want to mention is the storage in here. If you look up, you actually have this sunglass holder, which is velvety inside, so you don't even need a case. And then you have an SOS button up here in case you're stuck at sea, and then also a repair breakdown, which you can actually remotely access, heat it, etc. So one other thing on storage, we have this center bit here with 2 cup holders. One annoyance is it comes with this. So you have to slot that in like that, and you can place things on there, and it comes off. Why they couldn't make that sliding, I do not know. I think that's ridiculous considering it's a Range Rover. No matter if it's the smallest one, it's still a Range Rover. This is all leather on the armrests, which are per seat. Quite a lot of storage in here. You can see I've got some lip balm, Vaseline, and my wallet in here. But you could fit loads. Like that's my hand going all the way down. You can kind of see it's quite good. And you have in here 2 USBs, 1 micro SIM, and also another 12-volt socket. Now, one thing is you'll notice here, I have a Bluetooth CarPlay device in. I'll leave a link in the description for this because I don't know if it's the same on all cars, but I've had 2 of these Evoques now, and on both of them, I've had issues with the CarPlay cutting out, and I've had to buy one of these, which fixes all of those issues. You just get in the car, it connects, and that's it. So you also then, if you can see down here, so here's the main screen, and then you've got down here, this bit, and you can actually slide your phone in here as well. I don't know if you can see that very well, but you can slide your phone in here, in this little slot, and it fits in perfectly. And you've also got some space for some gum, etc. Under the screen here. So that's actually under here, which is really, really good. Driver's side door, we've got all of our windows, child lock, wing mirror control, etc. And again, this is not scratchy. This is all fabric, aluminum, and then all leather on the door here as well. Obviously leather steering wheel. And then we have buttons here and here, which I'll go through shortly. And it is an upgrade, but aluminum, or it might not be with the SE, the aluminum switches on here, which you may think is only small, but it does make a difference when you're staring at it for God knows how long every day. So now let's actually turn it on and go through the infotainment. So obviously I'm going to press the start button. One cool thing about this screen is you'll notice it comes up. There we go. It comes up and says over on it. So you can actually decide the tilt that you would like on the screen. It can be completely in line with the car, or let me just turn the aircon off, even though it's boiling. You can actually have it completely in line. I can tilt this forward more, and that is in the settings in here. So if you want it tilted, it's really, really nice. It does then come with this lower screen. So let's go through this one in. Now I quite like this, and in the facelift of Generation 2, you don't have this. You just have one screen stuck on, like a lot of cars have nowadays, and I don't like it. So climate control, you can turn up your degrees on here, and sync, which basically says, do you want left and right to be the same? Yes, I do. I can say below, mid and high on obviously where it's coming out of, or just put it on auto and it will keep it to the set degrees. Now you may think that this is going to be annoying while driving. Actually, I find it fine because I always leave it on auto and just turn the degrees up or down as I wish. We then have, if you want the AC on, which of course you probably would, and then the front and rear windscreen is both heated. This is really cool because if it is freezing cold and I get in the car in the winter, it will automatically turn on the front and rear heated windscreen. Obviously you could just press it yourself, and sometimes you may need to, but if it is super cold and icy out, it will actually just turn these on and it will just know that it needs the icing. Recirculation for air, of course. You can do your volume on this one if you wish. However, I don't. I do it on the steering wheel. Can't remember what this is called, but you can turn this on and off. Hill hold assist on or off. So when you're going up a hill, do you want it to hold you there? Max windscreen heat and max AC. The gear stick is pretty nice, as you can see. P for park. We can go from seats on here, and what you can actually do is you can then press the power button on the seats to heat it up. But what you can also do is just press this in. It says push for seats. Push this in, and it can go up 1, 2, 3. So you don't have to do it through this seats bit on here. I've never used the seats bit. I just push the aircon for seats. Climate, which is the screen we just looked at. Vehicle, this is quite pretty, and I quite like driving with this because it has the Range Rover on it. We can press auto. So this is how you want your suspension, etc. to work for you. Do you notice the difference? Yes, you do. I've never used eco, but I guess it's not as comfortable. I usually ride in comfort, but we also have grass, gravel and snow. We have mud ruts program, and we have sand. Now this is not a Defender, it's an Evoque, so don't be expecting something absolutely mind-blowing. But I live in the countryside and I often do go on gravel, grass, snow programs, and actually it makes it feel really, really quite good, I would say, on the gravel, but only when it's, you know, really bad gravel, or snow. We also can press this landscape button over here. And one thing it will also ask you, by the way, it will say here, low launch traction. Grass, gravel, snow has been selected whilst the vehicle is stationary and foot off the accelerator. And what it's basically saying is, do you need a bit of oomph to get you going? Would you like to activate low traction launch? And I'm going to say no. So basically it can, you know, give you a low traction launch to get you out of that snow, out of that mud, or wherever you are. If you press this button over here, the mountains, you will get your low traction launch. You can press that and it gives you a little tick list, tick list here, and you can activate it to zoom you off. And we have off-roading information as well. This is going to give you your the overall look of the tyres, etc. We can also see the degree that the vehicle is tilting. We can also then see our coordinates, our altitude, etc. And we can also go into different comfort programs and what they do. It tells you a little bit about each one. We then have settings on the left, which will show you what do you want to do when you use the startup screen, and also the climate control. Do you want the airflow powerful and fast, or would you like it soft and quiet, for example? I want it powerful and fast, because otherwise what's the point of having it on? So that's the lower screen. On the higher screen, what we have is I can put on navigation if you've paid for that, or I have the CarPlay here, which we'll go through in a minute. Camera, so I have 360-degree parking sensors, which are very good, but also a rear view reversing camera. I can put on the parking sensors here. I'll come off the camera. Well, there's nothing here, so it's not coming up. But it can also actually park you into a space. So I can press this button and it will search for spaces. You can then pick a space and then it'll just start going into it, and you use the brake and accelerator. And you can use these ones here to say take me in or out of a space. Then we have navigation, which I use Apple CarPlay, so there's no need. Media, Bluetooth, and settings. So in the CarPlay, which I think is the same on all cars, you know, you've got your music, etc. But the cool thing about the music is, if you look at the lower screen, I press this button here, the two lines, it will actually come up like this, and I can have my music down here. It will usually show the album cover if it has enough signal, which it looks a bit rubbish at the moment, but it will often put the album cover across here. And then what I can have up here is my maps, for example. Or I can have, you know, whatever I want. I can have my different apps up, etc, etc. And to go back, you just press Land Rover, and it will take you back to the actual car. Going over to the wheel, we have keeping you in lane here, which lights up in a nice LED. Speed limiter, you can cancel it, resume things. Windscreen washers on the back here. Lights are on the left. And then we can make phone calls. I use Siri, so it will work with Siri and whoever you have on Android when you press this button. And the diamond one can be configured for whatever you like. Now I have got it with the digital dash as well, so it's telling me with washer fuel. And what you could do on here is press menu. You can go through the display, vehicle settings like passenger airbag, etc. Vehicle warnings, so I can go down, click on warnings, and it's saying yes, you need to fill that fluid, etc. Media, you can change it on there. Driver assistance like collision avoidance, emergency lane keeping, all of that fun stuff. And you can change on the display kind of the info or the layout you'd like. So do you want 2 dials? Do you want 1 dial? Do you want a full map in front of you? So I'm going to say, actually, I want a full map, which, do you know, I've actually never even looked at this, which actually will mean my display here will show me the map. I can choose media, and it will tell me what brake I'm in. So I'm in park, I'm going at 0, but it will tell me my media. And 1 dial will look like this. So you've got your map, and you've also got the dial, etc. there. And I like to just go for 2 dial. I don't really use this for anything apart from just driving, really. I literally just have the 2 dials here, and then I don't even know what it shows me in the middle. Oh yes, my map. I do have a map in the middle there. But there we go. So that is the interior. Hopefully you have found this useful. This is the first review I've done on this channel, so I would love to hear in the comments if you enjoyed it. Is there anything I missed or that you would have preferred me to talk about, and or what did you like, etc. Because I'm doing this for you guys. You know, I'm assuming the people watching this video are probably looking at buying the car, maybe a car enthusiasts, I'm not sure, but I just like cars, so I am going to be reviewing lots of them. I think I have 5 YouTube channels now, so I have my fingers in a lot of pies, but yeah, cars is one of my big interests. So I really want to hear, do you guys want to see, you know, more luxury cars, more budget cars, a mix? Just let me know. But please do subscribe, leave a thumbs up, and check out the other reviews on the channel.